prime time Monday Night Football, and they did it the right way. It was the ultimate Las Vegas show. It had
Vegas
twists,
style.
it had turns, it had ups, it had downs.
Gambles.
It had an ending. Right. It had an ending that really wasn't the ending. And then you stick around for more, and you think it's going to be a bad ending, and then it ends up suddenly being a good ending. It was amazing. It was awesome, and I'm so happy for Raiders fans because, look, at one time or another, I'm accused of hating every team in the NFL because, God forbid, I will say out loud the things that fans of each team should be concerned about. It is proper, it is fitting, it is just, it is fair, it is football for the fans who show up for the first game at a new stadium played by their team to enjoy a victory. That's the way it should be. The way it played out last night was exactly the way it should be. Even if the Raiders don't win another game this year, that was the game to win. That was the night to celebrate properly showing up at the new stadium. And hello, Chris. Welcome back.
Hey, Mike. Thanks a lot, man. Good to see you. I'm with you. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun to watch. I give the Raiders a lot of credit. I mean, they overcame a lot of obstacles in this football game. Yeah, first game in the home stadium. You know, I heard John Gruden talk about, like, Baltimore is like one of the worst teams you could start the season off with. No doubt about it. You know, so they took a little while to find their footing, but then make the comeback and really, I mean, had a 4th and 1 stop down there in the red zone, and of course then the end of the game, everything there. It was just it was a lot of fun to watch. I give John Gruden and Derek Carr a lot of credit for just hanging in there and being gutsy against a Baltimore team that we're kind of used to seeing them win those type of football games somehow, some way. So good sign for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Stat of the night: under John Harbaugh in the regular season, the Ravens had been 81-0 when leading by 14 points.
Yeah.
The only other time they lost when up 14 was in the playoffs against the Patriots. Remember, they were up 14 points two different times. That was the game with the rules
right.
that may or may not have laid the foundation for
the other rules being broken. Right, yeah.
Different issue altogether. It was the fourth quarter and overtime that was so damn compelling. 33 points on 11 drives in the fourth quarter and overtime by the two teams. And it got really nutty when Bryan Edwards makes the catch that makes us believe the game is over. Beautiful catch, stopped for the ball, reached out. You could tell the official kind of hesitated for a nanosecond, but he said, you know what, I'm not calling this anything other than a touchdown. That's why we have replay review. And that is why we have replay review. They were hugging. They were
jumped
getting
off
ready to
sides,
leave.
and then this happened.
And then 3rd and goal. The missile through the hands of Willie Snead popped up in the air and picked off.
Wow.
And then
the pass rush
fumble
of the Raiders
number 2
all night long.
Second fumble. There it is. Raiders get back. And then there was that weird confusion. On 2nd and 9, they decided, screw it, we're going to kick the field goal.
Nobody told the kicker they were going to kick
Daniel
the field
Carlson,
goal.
And they ran out of time.
Yeah.
So they get pushed back 5 yards.
And then,
and
boom.
They say, oh, what the hell? All out blitz by the Ravens. Marlon Humphrey pulls up. Let Zay Jones catch it.
I don't know.
I joked last night that Humphrey stopped to make sure Jones was so wide open that maybe he'd drop it. But that was something. Look at that, Chris.
Yeah.
I can't even make that out. Win probability chart all over the place, like an EKG of somebody who had been eating bacon by the fistful every day for 30 years.
Well, I hope that my EKG might look like that one day. That's not good. It really was. It was an amazing end, of events there. Win the game, you think. Review it, you're short. Quarterback sneak, not get in. Rookie right tackle, jump off sides. 3rd down, throw a ball. Carr under pressure, so he puts a little too much mustard on the football. I think the guys on the telecast kind of said it the right way. He went to the right place, but, we've had these conversations with a little Trey Lance sometimes, and I thought Brian Griese explained it right. Those short routes, you got your head turned, now you turn back to look at the quarterback, and you don't have a lot of time sometimes to locate the ball. And if the ball's thrown like a rifle, which it was there, it went through his hands, Snead's hands. And I think Snead would say, like, man, Willie Snead, I should catch that. But that was tough. I mean, how it's tough is the ball went through the hands, and the defender behind him still couldn't even react, and the ball went off his head. So the ball was thrown hard just from that, standpoint. But the Ravens, I mean, a lot of credit to the Raiders. The Ravens there, I don't know, Mike, let me just ask you this. The last play of the game there, would you go all out blitz like that, or would you kind of play? Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I'd want to see the kicker make the field goal and have the pressure to do that. I wouldn't have let them off the hook. And the Raiders consistently all night showed they had answers for the all-out blitz. I mean, the whole second half. I mean, every big play, the Ravens all-out blitz, and they got gashed a bunch of times. So I was a little surprised that the Ravens went that route. But as you see right there, Derek Carr was schooled well. Gruden had answers for the Baltimore Ravens defense once they settled in and figured out what to do. And every time the Ravens blitzed, they gashed them for the most part. I mean, we're not used to seeing the Ravens give up those type of yards, get dominated at the line of scrimmage, completions all over the place. And guess what? I think it's a sign to come for the Baltimore Ravens. Wouldn't be shocked if they blow another 14-point lead at some point during the year with the current status of their team.
And we'll focus more on what went wrong for the Ravens last night. But on that specific play, Chris, Next Gen Stats says the Ravens sent 8 pass rushers, only the second time a defense has done so in overtime since 2016. Gruden said, we knew they were going to all-out blitz. That's what they do.
Right.
And the Humphrey thing, it's not a good look to just give up. It's not a good look at all. If you bust your butt, because that ball hung in the air, maybe you can trip him up, and they have another 1st and goal where you can stop them again from scoring. You never know what's going to happen if you keep that guy from scoring. It's just not a good look. It may not have made a difference. It may not have mattered at all. We just like to see athletes hustle all the way through to the end of the play. If he had kept going, he could have tackled him inside the 5, Chris.
I don't think
Am I wrong?
so. No, I think you are wrong there. Yeah, I do. I think he was out of it. Once he got bumped there at the line of scrimmage, I do. I think he was too far behind. I mean, I hear you though. Yeah, he should. He's probably going to look at that today, Marlon Humphrey, and go, damn, I should hustle in the end. Like you said, you never know. What if Zay Jones trips and falls at the 2-yard line too? You want to touch him down. He gets that. I'm not going to get too hard on Marlon Humphrey, though. He's the best player on their defense. I mean, they ask more of him than any other corner in football. I mean, you saw it last night, right?
All I ask is try.
I know. I hear you.
With the game on the line, that's all I ask. I don't care what else they ask for. I ask for try.
I get it. I don't think it really mattered at all there, so let's not get too caught up in the weeds there, though. That was going to be a touchdown.
But you got to admit it's a bad look.
It's a bad look. It is. It's not a Ravens type of look. It's definitely not. It's not a Marlon Humphrey type of look. I will stick up for him just because of the football player, as hard as he plays, the hustle.
That was him last night giving you that look.
I know.
Now.
But, there was also, wait, hold on, let me check. There was also 79 other plays where he whooped butt. So I got to give him a little credit for that, too.
The Raiders really were resilient. Yeah. And look, I thought that Derek Carr was off target on plenty of throws. Now, he still completed 66% of his passes, but the misses were not like drops or close. There were some where Darren Waller got a hand on it. And there was one where Darren Waller reached back and got a hand on a play where he was open. Even though they had 3 guys around him, they Bermuda triangled him, and he still was able to have the ball come his way. And he reached back, and it caromed off his hand. And you could see Derek Carr get 2 hands on it. How do you expect him to get 2 hands on it when he's running one direction, the ball's behind him? He's not going to get the other hand up there. You've got to put the ball where he is, not where he's got to use that incredible catch radius. And that catch radius is the kind of thing that bails out an inaccurate passer, because there were multiple catches last night that were too high for a normal target, but not for Darren Waller, because he's got those long arms that he throws in the air and makes those catches.
No, I know. I mean, he's the star of their football team. I mean, Darren Waller, that is. I mean, what was it, 19 targets? That's insanity and the membranity. Okay, that really is. You don't see that very often. I mean, that's like that just shows you how talented the guy is. And you know, Mike, I'll echo you there. Yeah, he was a little off target early, but again, you don't play in the preseason, so there's that aspect. And then, like we just talked about a little, the Ravens defense is not exactly like the easiest team to settle into the season with to start. Like, oh, hey, let's play the Ravens. I mean, it's controlled chaos when you play the Ravens, which is going to lead to, balls being dropped, balls being a little off target, especially when you've been through training camp. And I don't care how much you practice the Ravens blitzes and everything like that, because I know Gruden's going to we're going to be obsessed with all those blitz packages. But I do think that's what led them to be off target a little bit. Once they got down 14-0, though, then it was really a different game from that point on. And really, the Ravens had no answers for the Raiders from that point on. The Raiders moved the ball after being down 14-0 at will on the Baltimore Ravens defense the whole game. I mean, would have scored another, got more points in the second half, going forward on the 4th and short down there in the Ravens area. So Derek Carr played good, and that's a gutsy performance against a tough scheme. You got a new offensive line. And you saw the general at work there again. And I know Brian Griese talked about it because, Griese, like me, we've been through the John Gruden experience. And once he gets his hands on you long enough, hey, he's going to teach you he's going to give you answers for every blitz, every coverage. And here's, another all-out blitz, no safety in the middle of the field, very similar to what we saw with the final touchdown. But, I thought Derek Carr was pretty decisive, tough in the pocket throughout the night, knew what the Ravens defense was trying to do, and made a lot of high-level throws, and really, of course, was a big reason why they won the football game.
When he beats you on that all-out blitz once and you use it again with the game on the line, aren't you basically saying to the guy, we don't trust you, we don't respect you, we don't think you can deliver?
Baltimore, you mean? Like they're saying that to him?
Yeah.
I think, but, it's a little bit in Baltimore and Wink Martindale's DNA. Like, when their back's against the wall, they're a little bit like, we're coming, and we're going to see how you handle pressure because we're used to pressure on our side. We don't care. And we're going to make you make the play. We're not going to, let your offense scheme up something and stress our zone coverage and have a 3-on-2 in a little short area. So, I don't know how Wink Martindale could think, hey, we don't think you'll deliver after Derek Carr burned that all-out blitz a whole bunch of times, especially there in the fourth quarter. And there you see the stats kind of justify that. 7 for 11.
Amazing numbers.
Whoa.
Amazing.
Exactly. And I think that's even more reason to why you go, well, I don't know why they all-out blitz there at the end. I mean, I understand they're trying to make something happen, maybe get them deeper in field goal position, have to kick a deeper field goal. But either way, Carr and Gruden showed that they had all the answers for these blitzes as the game went on, and they were not affected by it, and he knew exactly where he wanted to go.
Put a pin in that graphic that we just saw, because it leads to a theory, it leads to a take that I have more as it relates to the Ravens offense, but it ties back to the defense. Let's hold that for now, though, because before we get off of Derek Carr, they know who we mean. Let's hear from Derek, not David Carr, on last night's victory that properly christened Allegiant Stadium.
What's funny is I said to ESPN after the game, I was like, it feels like my career. It's just, it's like, yes, crap. I was like, gosh, dang. We won the game, man. And it feels so good. So especially to win the first one, we won. We should add that to my career winnings, Josh. Probably add that one tonight. That one will help. I was just waiting for Josh to say something. I'm just kidding. I love you, man. I hope you know that. I enjoy it. You're just so negative, but I love you.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
I bet that's one of the many Twitter accounts that Derek Carr has blocked.
That was really good, though.
The years.
Don't give
He's
that
morphing into Gruden.
He showed what he is. He is. That's exactly right. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
He's becoming John Gruden.
Yeah, he really is.
I
love you, man. I love you,
season
man.
4. He's becoming. He is becoming John Gruden.
He is. I mean, he is, and that's what Gruden wants. Gruden wants mini Gruden to play quarterback for the football team, except he wants a guy that's got more talent than Gruden to play the position, certainly. But hey, listen, we want to see edge from Derek Carr sometimes, and things like that. Crap, I've said it twice already here.
That's all right.
All right, but we want to see that, and hey, there's a little edginess for you. I mean, I don't mind it. Derek Carr has definitely changed his attitude, his leadership style the last 2 years. I don't ever have this sense anymore, like at the end of football games, when Derek Carr gets the ball, I go, there's a good chance they're going to go down and score a touchdown. You can say what you want. You can be a hater and everything like that. I'm not talking about you, just people in general. But we saw last year him answer the bell a whole bunch of times. Of course, Kansas City and some other games. But, that was a really good performance. And their offense is going to be tough to handle. I mean, they got weapons. I mean, we just got to see Henry Ruggs still not popping. I mean, the fact that they're talking about Bryan Edwards and players like that more than they are the top 15 pick from last year is a little concerning. But still, Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, Waller, it's a still pretty good group, and especially with Hunter Renfrow working the slot.
Yeah, Ruggs had some moments where he definitely didn't look like the first receiver taken in the 2020 draft,
Right.
but he did make a key catch late and redeemed himself a little bit. I thought he was seriously injured when he went down on that one play. Remember when it looked like there was interference, but it was like his calf gave out? I thought he was not going to be back in the game, so he was back, and he did contribute. But Bryan Edwards, Zay Jones, Darren Waller with 19 targets. Only 4 times last year did a player have 19 or more targets in a game. They were going to him all night. I remember early they showed 7 targets, and I just thought it was a typo on the graphic. But he was up to 7. Like, still in the first quarter, he was at 7, 19 for the game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.